how you like in New Orleans, the area, like being on a new team? I feel like you were going to be Mr. Raider, and I think everybody starts out, and you played there so long and were such a fixture. I remember when I left St. Louis, I wanted to be a Ram for life, and the Raiders are a great organization. Was it tough for you to like now imagine yourself in a different uniform, and what's that experience been like?
It was really hard, because I mean, just, with the relationship I have with,
Yeah,
Mark and, the team, the organization, I thought I was going to be there just forever,
yeah,
and it didn't work out that way, obviously. But when I went to put a new jersey on, I was like, my pants aren't silver anymore. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it looked weird. It didn't
Right?
feel right. But at the same time, like the heart of it, the decision, the team, the organization, all that felt right, but it just looked funny, you know.
Yeah,
And so it took me a little longer than I thought to get acclimated, if I'm
yeah.
honest, and learning everybody's name, in the building. I had relationships with everyone from the owner to the janitor in the Raiders
Right,
building,
right.
and
Yeah, yeah.
you come into a new building, I'm like learning everyone's name and where do I go for stretch? When do we do this? Who sits here? Like I don't want to
Hmm.
take Cam Jordan's seat day one,
Definitely not him, right?
you know, I'm trying to start off
Or
right. And
Demario
so,
Davis, dude. I feel like Demario Davis might be the worst guy to take his seat. The
yes,
guy's kind of
yeah,
scary, He's kind of badass.
absolutely. And so all of those things, it's just new, and it took me a while, if I'm honest. But now, like, I just feel at home. Like
Yeah,
like it feels like my team feels like, I'm there with the leaders that we have, and we're leading together. And it doesn't feel like I'm trying to catch up. It feels like we're here together, and we're pulling everybody, there with us. And so that part of it feels way more at home this year for sure.
how long does it take to get that feeling? Because last year was a work in progress for in a lot of ways, but also your shoulder, right? Like I think when people say when you return to play, they think, oh, he's healthy. How long did that particular injury linger, and how difficult did that make it?
Yeah, I mean, I did. So I ended up breaking two ribs, and then had obviously something with my shoulder, and I didn't feel good until probably 2 weeks before we came back in April. And so, like, I was getting the shot to be able to throw. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to throw. And there was a lot of stuff. And man, no excuses. Like, you got to go perform, you got to go try and win, and all that. And I just came just like you did. I was raised different. Like, if it works, like, I'm gonna be out there. Even if it's not putting my best foot forward. You hear about some people getting a groin or a hammy nowadays, and it's like, hey, it's 2 weeks, and really it takes them four. Like, to me, like, I was like, if I can be out there for my guys, no matter what, even if I'm not at my best, I still feel like I can help us win. And I'm just going to be out there, no matter what it puts out on the tape. And so, I guess I'm like right on that cusp of the older generation of how, like, we dealt with things, and so it's a really fine dynamic of watching that happen. But I wouldn't have traded it for anything, because now my guys know that no matter what I'm dealing with, I mean, I got teammates walking by and I'm getting shots here, and that stuff right there just shows them that I'll do anything for them. And it sucks to go through, but it also shows my team, like, man, we're like, dude, this guy he'll do anything to help us win, and it builds that relationship.
You're known to have, big arm, be able to make the throws, but when you're banged up, how nice is it to be in a system or with a group of guys rather more than anything? Because I just think when the quick game's going for you guys with Alvin out of the backfield and the speed you have outside, how nice is it to have, that kind of option, a style of play?
Yeah, it was awesome, and the way, you know, you, I got to learn so much just by watching Drew in the film, run the offense and the decisions he's making to AK and this kind of thing, and so it really helped me last year, especially when I was banged up. That, man, I know that I have that guy in AK that I can get that ball to, just out leverage, and instead of a 2 yard gain, it's really 9 yards with AK, and that kind of stuff really helped. And with Chris and Rashid in the quick game, obviously that stuff helped us a lot, because we had to call more of that stuff based on some of the health that I was dealing with.
A.T. Perry, 6 foot. How tall is he?
Yeah, AT 6'5".
Yeah.
He's got
Six
to be.
five.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how important is it to have a differentiating body type, like a big target that you can throw to, like or Juwan or something like a tight end, but a guy who
Yeah.
can actually create in space and has the size.
Yeah, with like guys like AT and Jawan, they allow me to make throws that you typically can't make with a smaller guy, right? Like, if a guy is on his shoulder, well, I can throw it, way back here on a back shoulder ball, and I know that they're going to go get it. And AT was that jump ball, back shoulder, big body guy. Jawan also down the field, down the middle, making those plays that you love to throw as a quarterback that you can't throw to everyone based on what they were given at birth, and those are guys that down the stretch for me, I've always loved having a guy like that. You have your starters, and you have your guys that have roles, and they fit that role and just my style of play to be able to have that one-on-one guy that I can make that throw to, and they came down with most of them, so you trust them. That trust builds for sure.